wonder if we're gonna get anything punk on it. It looks like it's working now. Oh, we got a picture. Hey, looky there. Hey, YouTube actually works. The platform's working again, everybody. Damn, man. So, all right. Hey, thanks, Kilo Delta. I appreciate that, brother. We're here for you, whatever it takes. Only one big family. Yeah, it's just been kind of kind of frustrated with YouTube as of late. It's like this is kind of par for the course, you know. But anyway, but also what I want to do is work with more content creators. Like, you know, I'm good friends with Baron Elsa. Talk with Phil. Time he's going to be out here this week. I love Happy Trails. Truck House Life is awesome. He's going to be down here this summer again, and so, you know, all that stuff. I think it's fun when I get together with those people, and I'm going to start inviting more people out here to the place because I've got good cell reception out here. When YouTube works properly, you know, we can live stream and all that stuff, which is kind of fun. So, and I do have to finish out building the ATV shed. So, hey, Tideline the Alpine is here. What's going on? So glad you're here to catch the live. Thanks for tuning in. I would love to meet up with you. Oh, I'd love to come to Canada. That'd be cool. I need to get up there eventually. I need to get all my truck stuff taken care of first and make sure it's reliable. And then I'd love to go hit the Pacific Northwest. And then after that, cruise up to Canada. And I used to work for the Keg Steakhouse back when I had an internet job when I lived in Denver, and I had this loft downtown. But the problem was I was always on video conferencing with people. I never got a chance to meet face to face with people. So I'd like work all day and just sit there at my desk in front of my computer in my home office. And then I'd just be like done with the day. I was like, I talked to people, but I didn't really talk to anybody. So I got a restaurant job working at the Keg Steakhouse, and they're like, oh man, you're one of the best waiters we have. Why don't you come to this party we have up in Vancouver? And we'll go to Apex Mountain and go snowboarding all weekend. I'm like, yeah, sure. That sounds great. So I'm in party with the restaurant crowd. And here I am, like almost a 30-year-old corporate guy. And I'm hanging out with the restaurant crowd. They were partying like all night long until like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking, I haven't done this since college. It was crazy, but I had so much fun up there. It was such a neat town. So, hey, what's up, Rob? Thanks for tuning in, man. It says your wife and you love watching the channel, watch the videos all the time. Thank you very much. I appreciate you tuning in. So, and Megaglyptos, 6 ankle surgeries in the last 12 years. Oh man, yeah, that's definitely not good. The ankle is it's so delicate. I realize now that like after I've damaged my foot, I'm like, man, this is not good. Because there's certain times where I walk, I'm okay, but if I walk on a certain angle on it, man, it's just, I mean, I go down, I can't even put any pressure on it. So I know it's still really damaged. I should probably get that checked out. So, oh hey, what's up, Tilly Everland? How you doing, buddy? What's up, Brian? How have you been? I just see notification. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, shoot me a text. I'll have my truck fixed by like the 24th, and so you know we can all get together and go out and just kick it. So, all right, telling you, and we're back. Yeah, for the third time. It'll probably cut out in about 10 minutes. We'll have to do a fourth. If it cuts out again, we'll just try it some other time. So. All right. Let's see. Vancouver is a little much for me. Definitely prefer the islands. Yeah, no, Vancouver was neat at the time. And I was like, wow, I was impressed at how clean it was. Because a lot of the American cities downtown, they're just kind of trashy. And I was like, man, everything around Vancouver is clean. But that was a long time ago. That was back in like 2001. So that was like 21 years ago. I bet Vancouver's changed a ton since. It was kind of getting going, and it was pretty like fancy downtown as far as like lofts and stuff like that. But I could tell there was a lot of construction going, so it's probably more now. But yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't probably go into Vancouver. I'd just drive through if I needed to. But I don't even go to Denver when I'm in Colorado. I haven't been to Denver in years. And well, except for when I took Sierra there, but we were in Golden, which was on the western side of town. So, all right, let's see what else have we got. Laura Johnson, third time's a charm. Yeah, we're working now, so hopefully it sticks with us here. So 3, 4, 5 times doesn't matter. We're all here from it. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that, man. Broken. Okay. Oh yeah, Kevin, I saw your text. Thank you very much, brother. I just checked that when I was getting this back going on. So thank you, dude. I appreciate that. So Luna Adventure, Raj and Luna saying hi. Thank you for tuning in. Claire Bryant, hey, back at you. So everything's going good here. We've had a good day. Sierra's been chilling. For those that didn't catch the other live stream where I was kind of getting going about what I want to talk about, what I want to do to the channel is I want to add some stuff to it. I'll probably add snippets from the podcast that I'm going to do. And it's just going to be me solo with sometimes having some guests on there. But the podcast is going to be on the members section of my website, which I'm going to start building soon. And then also available on Patreon. So what's on Patreon will be one and the same with members section. And the reason I'm going for the members section is I feel as though YouTube, it's a great platform. And I built my career on it. Like part of it, part of my career was built on this. And so I'll never like discredit YouTube for that. I mean, that was a great platform to get going. But the fact of the matter is when I got going in 2015, there were a lot less people doing what I do now. or what I do, and compared to now, it's it's a pretty flooded market, and so that's where I think like you can get lost in the shuffle with things. I'm having problems with the subscribers getting notifications for my channel. So like people that are subscribed and like hit the notification bell for whatever reason, a lot of them hit me up and say like, "Hey, I'm not getting any notifications at all whenever your stuff comes up." And so I'm working with YouTube on that. I do have a specialist from the YouTube account, like the special. They have like a team of people that handle any complaints or any issues or just help out content creators. And this guy is really helpful. So I'm not saying anything bad about him at all. I'm actually singing his praises. He's gone through the channel, really analyzed a lot of stuff, suggested a couple of things which make perfect sense about the market itself and also the subject matter that I do. But going forward, I'm still going to subject matter. It's just like I haven't been able to roam like I wanted to with my truck being out of commission. And here we are again. Truck's got to go back in for new exhaust, and that's another $2,400. And I'm just kind of tired of all the expenses with everything, and then also sitting here. So like for out of 6 months to only have my truck available working properly for 3 weeks has been really really hard. And then trying to get things built out here, bumming rides from friends into town to get groceries, like stuff like that. Because like after about 2 months of renting cars, I'm like, I can't keep renting cars. They're $1,000 a week. It make us crazy out here with how expensive it is. And now with the way inflation is and all that shit, it's just crazy. So I am really I'm really thinking about different things to do to kind of protect the fact that I won't get lost in the shuffle on YouTube. And I think that's through the member section. So it's like the people that really want to tune in, can tune in there. And the only thing is, I still don't like charging people for content. Like for some reason, I'm like, it bothers me to do that. And people pay it, and I'm like, I'm happy for that, but I still feel like I'm asking too much. No matter what I put out, I feel like I'm asking too much, and that's a me thing, So I need to probably figure out a way around that. But I'll get over that, and I think what it is just putting out a lot of content and being really engaging with people would be good. I don't know how to set up the chat form or chat section though on my website for videos, so I can upload up to 50 hours of video onto my own website, which is awesome. So I could put on new content on there all the time, which could only be seen there. So that'd be a great thing for people to see. But I don't know how to engage the comments on it. So I need to figure out a way with that. And I'll figure it out. It's just going to take a little bit of time. But with that being said, I'll still be on YouTube 100% and putting all my stuff on YouTube. It's just that everything will get early access, and you'll get more content on those things. And that's the thing about it, is I love the video aspect of it. I like writing. I don't write enough because I just spend all my time kind of trying to feed the YouTube machine. But the problem with the YouTube machine is that the algorithm is so hard to pin down that your revenues can be all over the place. And with certain expenses that are fixed, like, with Sierra's Care, it's roughly about $1,200 a month. And so that on top of different expenses that I have, and like just trying to just live and have groceries and stuff like that, I can't have it to where I don't know what I'm going to make next month. And it could be a great month, it could be a really great month. It could be a bad month. And then I'm always worried in the back of my head about the censorship with YouTube. It's like, okay, what if one day they come and say, well, show us permits for every single shot that you ever made on public land. And I wouldn't be able to produce that, and then they say, well, we don't want you on our channel anymore because you didn't have anything permitted or something like that. I can see that happening, and I don't want that to happen. So I don't want to have like 6 years worth of work just go down the toilet just because I didn't have a backup, And so like the backup for my videos right now, I do have my backup videos, and it's strictly just to have them housed somewhere else just in case if it goes down YouTube. But there's a way you can do it on Odyssey. Odyssey, there's a way to say, hey, you want to sync your account to where just everything will get kind of backlog or backed up here. I'm like, yes. And then I did another one of those on Rumble, and I don't know what other platforms you can do backups on, but I'd gladly do those as well, just to have everything backed up. And then it was funny when I got on Rumble, it was like, you're a right winger. I'm like, I'm not a right winger. I'm just trying to protect my work. Like, y'all don't know what it's like to be a content creator right now with all this crazy censorship stuff. So, it's like you say the wrong thing and all of a sudden you're canceled, and it's just lame. So it's like if I could not worry about that on YouTube as much, then I'd be in good shape. So, all right, let's get back to some comments here. I'm gonna start with so Brady P. Brian, you should take a trip. Oh, dude, I'd love to go up to visit Truckhouse Life up in Alaska. So if I do that, I'll go hang with Tideline to Alpine, and then go to Alaska to go see Truckhouse Life. So that'd be really cool. So, all right, let's see. Buffalo Bob. It used to be Quantum Bob. Let's see. I just spent like $9,000 getting everything on my Jeep restored. Oh yeah, I hear you. And it's like right now things are so expensive. It's like for that engine that I got, with it being COVID, it was $2,200 more for the engine and the labor than what it was prior. Like that, like just 3 years prior when I had the engine redone and the same exact engine put in all this stuff, it was $2,200 less. I'm like, what? Like, it's just crazy right now. So anyway, so all right, Diane Briston, hello y'all from Texas. I gotta come down there and hang out and say, oh, Peter, what's up, man? I'm back. YouTube sucks, me. That's funny, dude. Hope you're doing well up in Canada. Y'all have been through the ringer up there, man. So Luna Venture, have you thought of doing the exhaust yourself? I've thought about that. I just don't have the expertise really, and I don't have the parts, or I'm sorry, the tools for all that stuff. And I kind of want it warranted. And there's a really good muffler guy up in Flagstaff, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna do that. I did redo the wiring myself though, which I was pretty proud. I rebuilt half of my fuse box myself. It took me 5 days, and I did it. And right when I got done with it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to start this up. I'm going to see if this works. And I was fully expecting the whole thing just to blow up, and it worked. And I was like, man, that's awesome. I found it all on YouTube on how to do that stuff. So, but with the exhaust though, I think I'm just gonna let somebody else do it. Cause also too, when I'm up there, we got to get a CT scan for Sierra. So we'll be doing a bunch of stuff. So let's see here. So let's see. Nate asked, Brian, do you write journal? Yeah, I do. Actually, I've kept a journal pretty good for a long time, and then I stopped doing it for a little bit. But I've got like back to like 2015, I've got journal submissions. And so, a lot of it too is when I was having tough times on the road, and I would get on there and kind of like question what I was doing and all that stuff. So I want to dig all those books out and start going through them again, and put it together, and put it, not all of them, but the good ones, and put them in there. And there was a lot of stuff too where I was questioning being out there, like, what am I doing in my life? And all my friends are starting families and going ahead in careers, and I'm out here making $17 a month on YouTube. Like, things have got to change, and stuff like that. So there's definitely a lot of insightful submissions and entries in there. So I'll definitely get those up. So let's see. So Triple Tail was asking how Sierra's doing. She's doing great today. She's been running around having fun. Isn't that right, sweet girl? We slept in until about 9:30. I got up, made her some good breakfast. What you thinking, sweet girl? I know we got to get you some treat. Oh, you got to have your dinner here. So let's make her dinner while we're sitting here real quick. Sierra's doing good. She's running around like crazy. Her tail's always going, so I think she's in good spirits. Her energy levels are great. She's running around. Doesn't seem like there's anything bothering her. She doesn't seem like there's anything that's causing her to like breathe heavy. So there's no body pain or anything like that. So I think overall she's doing as good as can be, as expected, considering the cancer and all the stuff that she's been through. So the CT scan is going to give us a more complete health of her picture, and we'll be good to go with there. So that's going to be happening here real soon. So let's get you going here, sweet. So this food here that it's called the Honest Kitchen. I think it's Honest Kitchen or Good Kitchen or something like that. And it's human grade food that they dehydrate. They make it up and then bake it all up, and then dehydrate it and put it into these bags here, and then grind it all up. And it's really great to use. She seems to love it, and it's really easy to use. You just take it and put it in water and then hydrate her up, so she's good to go. So, all right, let's see what else have we got here. I have a son in Killeen, Texas, Chris Rader. That's cool. I've not been to Killeen before. See, author time maybe. Diane, what do you mean by author time? I don't think I quite understand. Or maybe it's time for me to you're for the book. Duh. I'm a little slow today. What's up from Colorado, Brandon? Hey, Brandon, where are you at in Colorado? I used to be in Denver, and then I was in Crested Butte, and then I was all over the place. So, all right, let's see here. See, everyone hit the like button. Oh, thanks, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, Danya. Diane and Chris, I live here in Fort Hood area. Oh, okay, cool. Broken Nomad. I just received the EB24. Oh, nice. Yeah, that thing is a beast, dude. You're gonna be happy with that. That's what Phil has in his Jeep. You charge that thing up to full, and dude, you could go for days and just not even worry about it. The one thing I did find, which was cool, is that the AC200P wall mount or wall plug battery or wall plug charger, it's a 500-watt charger. It works with the EB240 and the EB150. And so I don't know what the charger is or what the charge controller is like on the 240. On the 150, it's pretty low. I can only put in like 200 watts at one time. For solar or via the wall charger that they sent with it, but with the AC200P it fits and it works just fine. It's like 489 watts continuously that goes into it, so you can charge up. You charge your 2400 watt hour battery in like 5 hours with that, or 6 hours, I guess. So I do mine in 3, which is great. I just run the generator and just keep it going until it's topped off, and then I'm good to go. So, all right, let's see here. What else we got? Let's see, Triple Tail, you should have a second campsite on your land. Yeah, well, I've actually been thinking about doing now that I'm starting to feel better finally. It's like within the past couple of weeks, I finally started to feel halfway decent. I'd love to start doing meetups around the country. I mean, you typically kind of spend most of my time in the Southwest, but I can drive other spots. And my brother lives out in Nashville. Well, he's south of Nashville. And then I've got another cousin I got two cousins actually in North Nashville. It'd be cool to go out there and see them, and then also just be out in Tennessee and go to the East Coast and stuff like that. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? And some other thing could come up tomorrow and keep me here for another 6 months. So hopefully it won't be my truck. So, all right. Author book would be an additional income. Yeah, definitely, Diane. And that's something I thought about. Talk about like experiences on the road and like what I learned and like how it changed me as a person, because I'm completely different than the person I was before that I hit the road. All right, sweetie, you ready for some dinner here? There you go, pumpkin. One thing I like about this food that you have to put in water to hydrate it is that it essentially acts like a ton of water for her to drink, and so it helps with the hydration. If your dog doesn't drink water a bunch, which Sierra doesn't seem to do very often, which I always try to encourage her to drink water. If you do this type of food that you have to put a bunch of water in it to hydrate it, it's a great way to get them water. So just a heads up. So let's see here. Oh, Tammy, hello from Northeast Texas. Hello back at you. And then tour guide time. I thought about that. Like, if people want to go on like a cool overlanding trip through like Colorado or Arizona or New Mexico or something like that, I know a bunch of routes that are super fun. You do like multi-day trips and stuff like that, and just kind of be real informal about it. So, all right, let's see. Peter Parker, do not visit Canada for a while. We were trapped as we. Oh yeah. Well, and see, I didn't get the shot either, because I had so many problems when when COVID came out. I had just started to get over the Giardia stuff, and my doctor actually told me, he's like, look, for the meantime, he's like, you're in good health, other than the fact that you're way too skinny, because my body was emaciated. But he was like, you're in good health otherwise, and he's like, you're out in the middle of nowhere by yourself, just kind of doing your thing. And he's like, I don't think you should take anything which could possibly cause you any inflammation. And that includes any sort of over-the-counter medication. He's like, you take nothing for the next year or two and let your digestive tract, kind of reset itself. And it seems like within the past couple of weeks that's what's happened. It's been nice. But I wasn't going to put anything in my body to where I could possibly have any more side effects or reactions, because like I would drink, if I drank anything other than water, I could watch my stomach literally start on this side and go over to here and just go and just swell up all the way across. It was rapid. It was like almost instantaneous. And I'd go from a waist size 32 to about a 34 to 36, depending on how much swelling I had. And that was so bad to where I couldn't walk. So when that would happen, I would just be like, okay, I got to lay down for like the rest of the day, because what would happen is my large intestine would swell up so much it would push against the back part of my the hips, that like the top part of your hips there, it would push against there, and then also up against my vertebrae, and it would hurt like hell. And so I couldn't move, and I couldn't do anything. And so they were like, don't put anything in your body. I was like, what about allergy medication? They're like, you're okay with that, because that's actually causes inflammation to go down. They're like, but anything else, don't do that. And I'm like, okay. And so that's why I didn't take the shot. And now I'm glad I didn't take it, because it seems like there's a lot of bad side effects with it. But it's crazy that like countries are still saying like you can't roll through or something like that unless you have the shot. And it's like, that thing's not even effective. It might be a little bit effective, but it wanes after a couple of weeks. So it's just not for me, So yeah, that's one thing about traveling, is like I don't have a passport or anything like that, or what they call vaccine passports. I don't even know if that's a thing, if people require them or not. But I mean, out here where I'm at, it's weird. It just doesn't feel like any of that stuff is really. I read on the news, but it's not out here, and so it's kind of hard to wrap my head around it sometimes. So what I'd like to do with the content is just continue, with the lighthearted stuff, to give people a chance to tune into something that's not heavy, because it seems like everything we tune into these days, it's just this doom and gloom for everything. And it's like, okay, there's still plenty of room to enjoy life, and there's still plenty of room to be happy. And there's still plenty of room to look at that nonsense and go, I don't want to be a part of it. Because that's the way I look at it, is like, I don't want to be a part of any of that stuff when it comes to like the wars and all those things. And so that's where living out here is great, because it's like, I kind of create my own environment out here, and I don't have to be in the throes of that stuff all the time, which I don't want to be anyway. I mean, I just don't care for that stuff. So it's nice being out here in that regard. So I'll continue doing that content, but I want to put new stuff up as well. So kind of rambling here. Okay, let's get back. Julie, hey, Julie, how's it going? Brian, you've been through some stuff. Yeah, it's been crazy, but I'm feeling better, which is good. So I'm really, really excited about that. So many chapters to let. That's the truth. And that's the thing, is I think that, reminding myself that like, even though it's a tough moment now, it's like those always pass, like with the tough moment with the health, and then a tough moment with the trucks or something with my truck issue and stuff like that. It's like it's frustrating at the time. It passes. It's kind of frustrating when it all stacks up at the same time. But I have to keep my mind about me and to go, look, I'm out here. This is a great environment to deal with this stuff as opposed to being, in a job I don't like or something like that, or in an area that I don't like. I mean, I love it out here. I'm running around every day with Sierra and it's great. And there's no one around. So it's pretty nice in that regard. So, but things have kind of gotten to me a little bit over the past year, but it's getting better. So let's see here. Oh, you ordered a brand new van yesterday? Ah, dude, Kevin, that's awesome. Dude, text me what it is that you got. So that would be cool, man. I want to see that. Yay, 3 times as Meadow Creek Farms. That's funny. Hey, Teresa, how you doing? So Shannon, hey Brian, glad to hear you're feeling better. You look great. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. For the longest time, I would make videos and I felt really self-conscious because I knew that I looked horrible. And it's like I'll put a picture up after we get off in the community section that shows like a somewhat current pick, and then one of when I was really sick down at like 120 pounds, and I was like, dang, I didn't realize how bad I looked and how sick I looked. And so that was crazy to go through. And so now it's nice to get these comments like, oh, you look a lot better. And that makes me feel good because I've been working on this for a long time to try to feel better. And there's been a lot of discouraging days, a lot. And so it's really nice to be on the other side of that. So thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. So let's see here. Runs with your blessings, brother. Come to Colorado. Speak to the ones at the sports stores like Clutch. Oh yeah, it runs with deer. I'd love to do that. And that's actually, Baron and Elsa are starting to do that. I think they're doing it up in Denver, and I can't remember the company that they are working with, but they're doing like these meet and greets and then talking about gear and then doing like different seminars on like how to live off grid and all those things. And so, oh, cool, Kevin, thanks, man. I'll check this out. It's a 3,500 extended. Nice, dude. It's gonna be awesome, man. I look forward to seeing what you're doing with it. But back to let's see, what was I just talking about here? I totally lost my train of thought there. So sorry, everyone. Oh, about looking better. So I appreciate you feeling that, saying that. So Diana, I would pay for a tour guide experience. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll have to set something up. That'd be fun. So hey, from Indiana, Stacy. Hey, back at you. So let's see here. I call you professor because you're a wealth of knowledge to share. Thanks, Diane. Well, with all the stuff that I've gone through, it's like I feel like I could really give people good insight with this lifestyle. And like if people want to go live on the road for a little bit, there's a lot of things that you can do to make it to where it's comfortable. And a lot of it I learned trial by error, So Tideline to Alpine. Oh yeah, I agree with you on sharing lighthearted content. I choose to share beauty, calm, love, and adventures. Yeah, that's why I love your channel. Y'all need to go check out Tideline to Alpine. She does great stuff. Frank's the best dog on the planet. I mean, equally to Sierra, of course. And so it's a great channel. And I really love your storytelling. It's like it's so peaceful, and that's what's cool about it. And so, but that's what I want to continue doing too, is like show the lighthearted nature of this, and like the drama and all that stuff, just kind of leave it on the back burner because there's plenty of drama out there, and I don't want to be a part of that. And that was one thing I was talking to YouTube about. I was like, would you all consider giving priority consideration to like original content? There's a lot of channels out there, like you see on the news all the time. They'll take a snippet from someone and then comment about it all day long. Like, oh, so-and-so is doing this and here's what I think. And no. And that's easy to do. I mean, I'm not trying to discredit them and saying that there's no effort involved, because there is effort involved in that. But compare that with like a 2-day ordeal where I film everything going in the back country and it takes 2 days to get there. And then you're out there and you're doing everything and it's all you, it's nobody else. It's just your stuff. And you come back and edit it and you want to tell a story about it and you put it online. And to see those other channels like really go off at, because this one guy was saying like, well, the other channels are putting up a lot more content. I was like, yeah, but those other channels don't have to invest the time that I do to make the content. Like my content is me. It's me out doing stuff. So I have to go actually do it. It's not me commenting on what somebody else is doing sitting in my chair. I was like, there's a big difference with that. There's a big difference with effort. And I said, if you're going to weight it on how much uploads are being done per day, then you need to weight whether or not it's original content and put more weight onto that to say it matches 3 videos that somebody did on commenting on something as opposed to 1 that I made. And they're like, well, we'll consider that, which I don't think they will. But, at least I got I could voice my frustration with that. But, there's a lot of stuff with YouTube. It's interesting to be on here because people think that like once you get to a certain point, it's just like gravy, and it's not. It's just ups and downs and, trying to figure out what people are interested in and all those things. And it varies too. It's like I was saying in the other live stream before it got cut off with the weird audio and the weird video stuff. the winter camping stuff is awesome. I love doing it, but it's been done now so much, and you get on there and you see it, and I know people still love it, and I'm not knocking it, and I'll still do it going forwards. But it's like, how many more times can I film myself making breakfast burritos in my tent? I've done that probably 100 times, and like, and on top of it too, I lived that way full time for 7 years. Like, for those winters, I was always out there every day. And then the last winter, just this past one, not the one we're in right now, but the one last year, I was doing it to where every time I would move camp, I would go get a hotel room that night and then go set up camp in the morning. So that way I wouldn't do it all in one day, because I was just so tired all the time. But winter camping full time is extremely exhausting. Like, it's so hard. People don't understand, like, just how much effort goes into it. And to be honest, like, after all the health stuff I went through, I was happy to have a break this past winter, and chill in here and just like feel better and not be out there full time. Because, like, at the end of every winter, I never really talked about it, but you have golfer's elbow and tennis elbow on both arms from chopping wood all winter and all that stuff, and you can't use your hands. So, like, for like a month, you're like trying to do stuff, and it's like so painful you can't do it. Happens every winter. All the stuff with moving it and everything, moving the tent all the time. It's just a lot of effort. It's way more than just regular camping. And so, with that being said, it's like, I'll be 47 in a couple, let's see, what's March 13th. So by April 25th, that's my birthday. I'll be 47 at that time. And it's like, the aches and pains stack up quicker and they last a lot longer. And that's why I've been so stoked to have that hot tub out here, because I've been using that thing like twice a day, and it's been amazing how much better I feel. So it's like, bringing my health back up to par to where I go out and truck camp and jam, go out for like 3 or 4 months at a time, come back here for maybe like, a couple of weeks just to clean up and make sure everything's cool at the property, and then go back out again. Like, that's what I want to do. And that's why I'm not heavily invested in building a house out here and building tons of structures and all that stuff, because this is kind of just a recreation property for me. I fully would love to get property in other areas of the country. I'd love to get stuff up in the Northeast. I was looking at, sorry, I got some on my lip here. I was looking at that property up in like the White Mountains up in New Hampshire. Lots of cool stuff up there. And that'd be great too for like a full winter experience, like a deep lock, like deep freeze winter experience. That'd be fun to do that. But like, out here in Arizona, the winters are a little bit different. It's cold out here, but it's warm during the day, so it starts to melt. So it's a little bit more messy to work with. Colorado was easier because it's just the ground's frozen all winter, so you can easily screw. Like, I went from using tent stakes for like a foot long that would take forever to get out of the ground when you try to pull them out because they get frozen in there, to like huge lag bolts that were like a foot long, and you just screw them into the ground because the ground's frozen. You just screw it out to pull your tent up and leave. It's real simple. So I learned a lot of hacks of like how to make things easier and things like that winter camping. But with so many people doing it now, I do feel like I get lost in the shuffle. And I feel like the king of winter camping, in my opinion, was like Joe Robinet back in the day. He, like, it was amazing. You get on and see his videos, and he was out there crushing and all that stuff. But there's a lot of people that are doing similar stuff to what he's doing now. And Joe's moved on. I think he's doing something with like the Discovery Channel now or something like that. And so that's great. And kudos to him. And I look at this now, and for when I originally started doing YouTube, I thought, well, this is it for the rest of my life. This is what I'm going to do for my job. And I'm still going to do this for the rest of my life, but it won't be my primary focus. I was like, I want to branch out and do other stuff, and I don't want to be beholden to a tech giant, So that's just kind of my thought process. But like I said, I'm not abandoning YouTube in the least bit. It's just I'm going to focus my effort, my energy on other things. And now that I can actually do stuff and get up and get around as opposed to laying in bed 3/4 of the day, I'm feeling like I'll have some better content to put out. All right, let's see what else have we got here. I kind of rambled for a long time, so yeah, sorry about that. So let's get to some comments here, and then let's see. I love my Jaloco hot water. Oh yeah, Buffalo Bump. I was talking to Baron about that, and I think he's going to use that hot water heater because I think it's run by propane, right? And so I think he's going to use that hot water heater for the hot tub that they're going to do out at their place. So, I mean, that hot tub's great. And that's 6 foot. So the tub that I have, it's just it's like a stock tank, and it's kind of the long ones that are like rectangular-ish. And it's, oh, cool. My buddy Chad's going to Kingman tomorrow. Sweet. With me not having my truck available, I can't get to the grocery store right now. So he's going to help me out. But with that stock tank, it's 6 feet long by 2 feet wide by 2 feet tall. And is it 2 feet? Maybe it's 3 feet tall. No, I think it's 2 feet tall. I'm looking at it right now. And that's like the perfect size. It comes up to like 136 gallons when you got it all filled up. With my tote that I have, that 275 gallon tote, it's basically like two tubs full and you're good to go. And then with that water pump that I have on there, I mean, that thing, it heats it up to like 100, 104 within like hour and a half or something like that. So it's pretty good. So I'm gonna do a video on how to put that together. It only takes seven different parts to make it, and it's like under $300, so it's a pretty cheap deal. And so stuff like that's what I want to do going forward, is like how-to videos and things like that, on top of the ones I normally do. And then I was also thinking about like some of those. A lot of people have said that some of the videos I do when I don't talk are like cool ASMR videos, which are like the relaxing videos with just good noise. And I've got see, where's it at? I've got a really awesome audio recorder, the H4n audio recorder that I rarely ever use it. And I need to use it more because you can capture so much stuff with it. It's way better than like capturing audio on a camera or on a computer or something like that. And so, I could get really good audio when I'm in some of these areas truck camping, of like wildlife sounds and all that stuff, and like the fire crackling, and not really have me in the frame that much. It'd be more about just like being out there. And I'd love to dive into some of those and see what I can make of them. I haven't really figured out how to do the 360 videos, and I think the reason why is because the editing takes so incredibly long, and the file sizes are enormous. So I was doing a few of them to try to figure out how to do the editing, because you can take the camera angle and you can put it in anywhere in that shot, which is pretty cool. So I can show all these different perspectives of like what it looks like looking into where I'm at. But it's like, to set up each shot, it takes forever, and I don't have the time for that. And so unless that video editing becomes easier, I probably won't do the 360 videos going forward. But it's a cool technology to use. What I do like is I can take 360 pictures and then view them in a 360 viewfinder, and then I can see all around, which is kind of neat. So I'll do that when I'm in Native American ruins and things like that nature. So, but anyway, let's see what else have we got here. Hello from Juneau. Oh, cool. Linda Floyd from Juneau, Alaska. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see, Riding with Russo. Are you with We're the Russos? Because there was a channel called or people are called We're the Russos, which I think are on YouTube. So I don't know if you're part of that. Hello from Boston. Sierra looks cozy. Yeah, she's doing great. She's just chilling over here. She's so much fun. She's such a good dog too. It's like I'll be sitting over here like editing stuff and just kind of like on the computer, not really paying attention. All of a sudden I'll hear like her coming up right up to my ear, and then she comes up and licks my face and just gives me some kisses and comes back over and lays down. So she's such a good companion out here. So, all right, let's see here. So crummy VCR, looking for land currently. It's not easy to find anymore, but I keep trying, looking for about 20 acres or so in Colorado or East Washington, but I need rain. Yeah. Yeah. The problem with Colorado is it's so dang expensive. That's the problem. Most of the land up in the mountain areas have been, it's been overpicked. And so you're going to get the parcels that are kind of like the leftover parcels, or you're going to get a parcel where somebody subdivides their ranch and gives you the least desired acreage on their ranch, because that's how a lot of people get rid of that stuff. So I looked at Colorado. There are some cool spots, but they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and you pay an absolute premium to be in Colorado. Some areas in northern Arizona are pretty good as far as the prices are concerned. It's just that right now with all the craziness with like COVID and just all the inflation, all that stuff, I've seen prices out here go through the absolute roof. Now, granted, when I put down the contract on this, let's see, was that 2 years ago? Let's see, it's 2022. Yeah, so the winter of 2020 is when I put the contract down on this, and then John died. The guy who I was buying it from, he died like 4 days before we were supposed to close, and then I had to wait a year to get into here, and then here we are, 6 months later, because let's see, we closed in October. So yeah, it's like about 6 months and then. So, that was a long process to wait. And since then, the land out here has like gone up in price 8-fold, which is crazy. So, and that's for the smaller parcels. The bigger parcels, if you get like 40 acres or above, you can usually keep it to around 1,500 to 2,000 an acre with nothing on it. It doesn't have a well or anything or any structures. But the smaller parcels, like there's a 10-acre parcel on the street that they want 110 grand for, and it doesn't have anything on it. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Compared to like what I paid. I've got 14 acres and I paid 20,500. Now, I think the guy, when he was wanting to sell it, from what I understand, he had some financial bills that were needing to be paid off, and so I think he was in kind of a crunch and just wanted to get rid of it. So I think I probably got a pretty good deal on this place. But still, I mean, you think about that, 14 acres for 20 grand as opposed to 10 acres for 100,000. And it's in the flat part of the area around here with nothing on it but just juniper trees. Like I've got pinyon pines on here and everything. The aquifer that we sit on here is one of the largest aquifers. It's really deep, but it's one of the largest aquifers in the western part of the United States, and it doesn't have really any tappage into it. There's no big cities that tap into it. So, it's kind of nice to know that you've got yourself a pretty good water supply. Also, too, a lot of the communities out here, they're old ranching communities, so they're old like working ranches, and a lot of them have community wells on them because the ranchers installed wells a long time ago. So these community wells are set up around here to where you can just drive out and go grab your water and come back. So like I have a community well, it's about 4 miles from my place, like 3 or 4 miles. If it's as the crow flies, it's a mile, but you have to go up around with these roads and come back. And so I can go over there and fill up, and I don't have to pay to drill a well out here. The wells out here are pretty deep. They're about 600 to 700 feet deep. You're looking at anywhere from, like, on the low end, if you get lucky and have a shallow well, you're looking at like 20,000. If not, you're probably looking at like 40,000 to drill it. So that's a big expense, and a workaround is just hauling your water. You go get a water tote for $300 and just pull it over here, and it doesn't take any time. So there's good ways around it. The nice thing that I like about here is the wintertime, you can actually do stuff around your place. You're not in that deep freeze like you are in Colorado. So that's one thing that's really advantageous. It's like I've had winter days out here where I'm jamming all day long and building stuff and doing things. Whereas if I was in Colorado, I wouldn't be able to move dirt because the ground is frozen. I wouldn't be able to build things and stuff like that. Just kind of have to wait for summer to roll around. So there's some nice features about living out here. The neat thing is when the monsoons roll through, it cools everything off. So if you can endure hot temps between like May and June, by the time June hits, middle part of June, you're starting to get rain a lot. And as soon as the rain rolls through midday, your temperatures are down to about 65 degrees for the rest of the day. Really comfortable for the summertime. So I like that. And then also to the lack of people, there's just not as many people rolling around these areas. The areas are known, but they're kind of known to the people that live out here. And like the only people that drive by my place, unless it's hunting season, and even if it's not bad during hunting season, I might get 1 or 2 people that drive by during hunting season. But just normally, it's just the people that live up on the ridge above me. And there's only like 6 people that live up there full time. So there's just no one driving around. And so you can find roads that are not on the county maintenance schedule, that they're not on the county maintenance schedule. They'll have the sign that say road is not maintained, 4x4 required or whatever. That makes a lot of people turn around so people don't come back in here. And also a lot of the areas have like these no trespassing signs, these huge signs like no trespassing, no firewood cutting, no hunting, to get back into some of these spots that are all residential. And so that makes a lot of people turn around as well. So, but yeah, I mean, with land right now, you could get a good deal. You could also walk into one that's way overpriced. So just, man, I'm sure you know what you're looking at. I don't know much about Washington State for land up there. That'd be awesome. But the one drawback here, obviously is the water. Like that's one thing that you don't necessarily have on your property unless you're up in the White Mountains or something like that. And the White Mountains in Arizona, you can buy land with water on it. So something to think about, So, all right, let's see here. Oh, cool. Let's see. Tinker Tim. Hi, Brian from Oregon. I just bumped into your videos and have been addicted to watching it. Oh, cool, man. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. So, all right, let's see here. Kate and Joe were the Russos. Oh, okay. That's the different one. So that's not the right one there. So, all right, let's see here. What else have we got? Always good to see you and hear from you. Love you, baby. Go to. Oh, thanks you, Manny Pro. I appreciate that. Carolyn's RV Life. What's going on, Carolyn? How you doing? Wow, you just got it at the right time and get a good price. Yeah, it's crazy how much it's gone up around here. I mean, like I saw. So after I took ownership of the place, like officially took ownership of the place in October, the frustrating thing was I had transferred all my money. So like I transferred all my money and then the guy passed away. I'm thinking like, what do I do? And the county's like, well, you guys got to wait for probate court. I'm like, wait a minute, I've already transferred all my money. We're supposed to close on this Monday. Unfortunately, John passed away. Like, how come I can't take ownership of land? They're like, you just can't. And I'm like, ugh. And then finally I talked to a friend of mine who's a lawyer. She's like, go out there and do whatever you want. She's like, the only person who can cancel the contract is John, and he's not here anymore. And they're like, you paid in full. They're just waiting for the county. Just do what you want. So I was like, okay. So that's when I started coming out here in the middle part of the summer. And then by October, we were able to, or I guess it was latter part of the summer. And then by October, I was able to fully take ownership of the place. But even in October of last year, when I started looking at other prices around here because I have friends that were looking at things. And I'm thinking, man, places are going up fast. And now you still have some reasonably priced parcels around here. There's quite a few actually that are reasonably priced. And there's some cool ones over in like Juniper Woods Ranch and stuff like that. Some real hilly property that makes it look like I've driven up in there. It makes you feel like you're just in the middle of mountains and like, some killer area. Lots of cool trees and stuff like that. And so, but I think that people are trying to cash in on the inflation. So just be careful about that when you're looking for land. And like if you're looking for land in any area that you might not be familiar with, a good rule of thumb is always ask for like if they give you 3 comps, ask for 5 more. You know, if they're like, here's 3 comps in the area, I'm like, well, that realtor obviously pulled those that are going to try to justify the price of what they're asking on this parcel. So ask for a bunch more around there and say, I want them all. I don't want the ones that just link up with this. I want to know what people are really paying. And then talk to neighbors too. Ask around, like go hang out at a coffee shop or go hang out at the local restaurant in town or the nearest town, and then start talking to people and say, hey, I need to learn about this stuff and kind of see what's going on. So thank you, Victor Daves. Thank you very much. Thanks for that super chat there. So, all right, let's see what else have we got here. Luna Venture, would you consider Starlink, or are you pretty excited? Yeah, I think Starlink would be great out here. My buddy just got it. It's insane with how fast it is. So I like this. Like what I used here is this is the router and service from Unlimitedville, and it's portable, which is nice. It has a 2-hour battery in there, so I can take it and like walk around and stuff like that. And then with it being portable, I can run around the country and use it for when I'm truck camping. And Starlink, from what I understand, you have to stay in one spot. But being out here, I mean, if I'm going to be out here on a more regular basis, I'll definitely get that, because I mean, my friend has like it's like 160 megabits per second download and like 70 upload, and like I'll get like 14 download and like 2 upload on that. So it's just a total game changer. I mean, I'd be able to upload videos in like the blink of an eye, which would be crazy. So, but anyway, let's see. Cheap land in the Valley of Fort Garland block. Oh yeah, cool. Oh nice. You got 8,500 or 8.5 acres for 10K. That's great. That's a cool area down there too. I like it. I like that area. So, see, so Victor, so why do I have my address as San Diego, not AZ? The reason why is because the mail service I use, when I'm on the road running around, they scan the mail and then I'm able to read it on email. And so they can take your package or your mail. Somehow it goes in this machine that the post office has approved to where I can open it up, go through, scan it, and then put it back in there and seal it to where no one can actually see your mail, because it's illegal to open mail. And then they email it to you every day and say, do you want us to keep this or do you want to throw it out? And it's a really great service to use. And so that's great for when I'm on the road. And then as far as my tags go for my truck, lots of times in the past, I'd have to like coordinate my traveling to go back to wherever the county was to get my tags when it was time to renew. South Dakota doesn't require that. They'll send it to you wherever you're at. So you can say, hey, I'm on the West Coast. It's March. My tags are renewing. They're like, okay, cool. Just give us an address and we'll send you your tag, your little stickers to whatever address you send us. They don't require that it be sent to the place that you put on record as far as the address where it's registered. And so with the addresses you can get up in South Dakota, like I use a company called Your Best Address, and it's great. I mean, I've never had a problem with it, and they are able to have that little 1-inch by 5-inch box is a legitimate physical address, and so that's where I can get my license and registration and all that stuff sent. Have that there, and then like I said, if there's any mail that I want, I just say yes, I want this. Put in the address to send it to, and they mail me the hard copy, which is pretty cool. So anyway, I like that service a lot for that, because it's so convenient with being on the road. And that way I don't miss anything. Like if I'm out for like 2 or 3 months at a time and I come back and there's a stack of urgent bills or urgent something for me to get back to and I miss out on it, So, and then it's easy that it comes to your email. So like every morning, if you're in cell range, you just wake up and log on and it's there, so that's pretty convenient. So, all right. So let's see what else we got. Kirk, what's going on, brother? Thanks for tuning in. So let's see here. Wherever I roam, wherever I'm headed. Oh yeah, Metallica. That's good stuff. Buffalo Bob. I love so I grew up in Kansas during the 80s and the 90s. So I was like Metallica, Quiet Riot, Dokken, even like Poison and like Great White, like all those kind of hair bands and stuff like that. But then loved like Temple of the Dog and like Soundgarden. Was huge into like Queensryche and like Opera Prime, all that stuff. And then now I just listen to Buckethead and reggae music. So all right, let's see what else we got here. So Broken Note. So Kevin, so you got that through Escapees. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of different services out there, and I don't think they all have to be through South Dakota. I heard that there's a county in Ohio that allows you to get out-of-state tags if you don't live there, if you don't have residency in state, but they still do it. But I'm not looked into that, so I don't know. But a lot of these services are set up in those areas that allow for you to have like a physical address, and it's not limited to just South Dakota, I don't think. So. You're watching her. It's so sweet. You're blessed. Yeah, she's just the best. She's such a cutie. I did love you, pumpkin. So van versus adventure, very frustrating waiting for land prices to correct here in Northeast Kansas. Life lifelong Colorado part timer, and you're absolutely right about the land. Yeah, definitely Northeast Kansas. Boy, I love it up there. I went to school in Manhattan, and Northeast Kansas. For people that don't know, it is beautiful. And Southeast Kansas. Southeast Kansas has tons of like springs and all these rivers and lakes to fish, and the communities down there are really cool. And there's a town. I look for land around Council Grove all the time because I love the Flint Hills out there, and also Strong City and Cottonwood Falls because and even Matfield Green because I love that whole stretch along 177 there. So good luck with your search for land out there in Northeast Kansas, and hopefully the prices will correct soon. I mean, it's disheartening to see because I know that like there's a lot of people wanting to do that stuff, and it's like I feel like the circumstances are really hindering a lot of people from getting stuff done on a lot of fronts, not just on land, but everything. And so hopefully we can all weather these tough times and get out of it. And I just wish that the world governments would be more sensical. It just seems like they make these decisions. And you're like, really? We're paying y'all to do this shit? Like, this is a joke. So anyway, all right. Let's see what else have we got here. Hi from Connecticut. Love your channel. Thanks, Amy. Thanks for tuning in. So let's see here. Broken down. Although escapees is an option. Escapees option is real ID compliant. So maybe I'll keep it for. Oh, that's cool, Kevin. I didn't realize that. So nod rip on rock me. All right, it's Buffalo Bob, Omaha, Nebraska. Oh, okay, cool. So you're up there. So just planting my greenhouse build. Oh, nice, Kirk. That's what I want to do here. I want to start getting some plants going. I want to have a greenhouse set up so when I am here, if I'm here for like fall or a winter or a spring or something like that, then I can grow all my veggies and not have to go to town to get it, which would be great. So, you were stationed at Fort Riley, Kirk. That's awesome, dude. On your weekends, me and the boys spent time at Tuttle Creek. Yeah, dude. And I would. So I had a friend that had a boat, and we go to Tuttle Creek and hang out. It was so much fun. And then we'd go to the northern part of Tuttle Creek, where there's that campground up there, and you can rent canoes from that campground and go back up in the rivers that come down from Nebraska that feed that whole reservoir. And then I had time. I had fun. I'd go out to Fort Riley, and there's a place to camp out there. I can't remember the name of the place where I camp, but I always see a bunch of guys from the Army out there or from the Air Force out there. And then, or is it Army or Air Force? I can't remember which big red one is. And then in town around I'd always see like military people at like Last Chance Saloon, Rockabilly Deli, Lucky's, all that stuff. So they were cool. I always say what's up to everybody. But I love that area of Kansas, and a lot of people don't give it credit. And the reason why is because I think when you drive through, at least on I-70, it's not really that pretty up there. You get a little bit of Flint Hills, but not much. But if you get off on I-70 on exit 313 and go south on Highway 177, and just go through like the Flint Hills National, there's a national park down there. It's called Flint Hills National Preserve. Or no, Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve. But you go through the Flint Hills going down there, and it's an incredible part of Kansas. And all these historic ranches that were built like in the 1840s and 1850s that were right when it was getting going out there. And you go to all the cemeteries, and like it's unfortunate, but most of the tombstones from back in the 1850s were all children. Like when they were like migrating out there and trying to set up stuff, like the children would pass away just because life was too hard. So it's a really cool area. And actually that whole area, like from Council Grove down to Matfield Green, 177 was the border of like Comanche land, and where like kind of like the US kind of stopped and the Comanche land started. And so they have in Council Grove, they have like the last general store that you can go to. What you thinking, sweetie? The last general store that you can go to. They have like the last post office you go to before you go out in the Comanche land. And the Santa Fe Trail went from there over to Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is pretty cool. What you thinking, girl? I always wonder what she's thinking when she looks at me like this. I'm like, do you want treats? What's going on? What you want? You want to give me some loving? Come here, sweetie. You're just the cutest thing ever. Oh, I love you. All right, let's see what else here. Yeah, I used to love going camping in a little spot in Wamego. Oh, cool. Yeah. So I used to skydive out of Wamego. That was where the K-State Skydiving Club was. That was awesome. Wamego was so much fun. We used to have the craziest pilots that would come up there, and they'd be all the pilots that were trying to get hours for crop dusting. So they were used to like bombing and stuff like that and going crazy with the planes. And we had these little Cessna 182s, which were basically like a lawnmower engine inside the plane. And they'd be like, yeah, these don't perform up, but once we get up high, we can do some fun stuff with it. So they could fly the planes almost sideways because those 182s are built so solid. And we'd climb out from the lower strut up to the higher strut, and then grab onto the back of the wing or on the front of the wing of the plane and try tried to hang on there as long as we could until we fell off, and then you just pull your parachute. So that was fun. So all right, let's see. Fort Riley's Army. That's what I thought. I forgot about that. So let's see. I was at Fort Riley for 3 years. Sweet, dude. I didn't know about that, Kevin. That's awesome, man. I like Fort Riley. That's a cool area up there. So, will you ever come to the East Coast? Donald Long. Yes, most definitely. And that's one thing I want to do sooner rather than later. I've got a brother who lives in south of Nashville. He lives in an area called Brentwood, and I haven't seen him for like 3 years. I'd love to go out and see him, and also just kind of I like the road trip. I love road tripping, so like a long, good road trip to the East Coast would be sweet. So if I go out there and see him, then I just keep on trucking east and go to the East Coast. Probably go to like I'd love to go to like Charleston, South Carolina for all the history, and then work my way north and just go and just figure out as long as I'm out there, just keep trucking. And then maybe when winter sets in, come back out to the Southwest or something like that. But I definitely want to go out east. And so when I do that, I'd love to meet up with people. And it's been really awesome around here in Arizona too. A lot of people say hi, which is cool. And people, I was in Whole Foods line the other day, and this guy's like, I love your channel, man. He's like, I recognize your hat. I thought that was you. And it's just cool for people to say hi. So if you see me out, please say hello, because I'm in a much better mood now, and I'm not sick, so I'm not like trying to avoid people and get in and get out with my groceries and stuff. I'm more social, so definitely say hello if you see me out. So. See, so Crummy VCR, Brian, what's the area that your property is around by? Okay, so I'm on the north end of Prescott National Forest in northern Arizona. Some towns near me would be like Ash Fork, Slinn, Williams, like those areas. If you want to look for like full-on mountain properties with like ponderosas and stuff like that, you want to probably go from like, I'd say Williams over to like Flagstaff, then from there, the stuff over about like Pine and then like Show Low and those places, but that's a little bit more expensive. You're getting to have like the Phoenix influence there, so like it's a little bit closer to Phoenix, so those people don't mind paying more, so it rises the cost up. But over in like another good area, which a lot of people don't know about, but there's a great channel. It's Frugal Off Grid. Let's see. Let me see what his channel's name. I'm gonna put it up here because he lives over in St. John's area, and like north of St. John's area has got some really cool stuff. Let's see. Hang on, I can't do two things at once. So hang on. Frugal Off Grid. All right, let's see. I think this is Off Grid Arizona. Yep, that's what it is. So let me put this up here. So this guy, and he is over in the St. John's area, and I was looking over in that area a little bit, but I decided to go here because it was kind of closer to like Prescott and Flag and Sedona. I love Sedona. Sedona's incredible. And so, but he's over there, over in St. John's, and there's a bunch of killer property over there too. And it's a little bit higher in elevation. So over here, I'm at 5,900 feet. Over there, they're at like 6,300 feet. And so, but I don't know about the towns to resupply in. You're close to the New Mexico border. So it's on the eastern side of Arizona, and you can cruise down and like get into Alpine and stuff like that, which is a great place to fly fish down there and everything. But I haven't spent much time out there, so I don't know about resupplying and like the towns that are out there, like St. John's and stuff like that. They're pretty small, so I'm not sure how much resources there are. So, but like from my area, I can be in the Grand Canyon in like an hour and a half, so it's like 80 miles from where I'm at. So, all right, let's see here. Can you type it out? I don't know what that means, sir. So take US 2 across Uperland on our way back west. Okay, Uper Jim, I'll check that out for sure. I lived in Tucson one winter. I liked it. Yeah, Tucson's awesome down there. That's a cool place. So let's see. RIP the Granite Mountain Hotshots. Yeah, I know. That's such a crazy story over there. And those guys that got caught. That's just crazy. And Granite Mountain is such a cool place. I love driving by that. When I come back up on Williamson Valley Road from Prescott, I'll exit. I'll get out of Prescott, get onto Williamson Valley Road, start making my way north, and it's just so pretty to drive by Granite Mountain. It's so cool out there. So. Oh yeah, thanks, Hank. Yeah, those were pretty cool. Those petroglyphs. I'll share them. So I was on a hike yesterday down at my buddy's place, or near my buddy's place, and he's got some really cool petroglyphs over there. And there's this one picture that I took of like this huge rock that goes up. It goes up like 25, 30 feet. And it doesn't look like much if you're just kind of looking at the picture, but then you zoom in on it and you realize that literally every square inch of the rock is covered with art. And it goes all the way up and like all the way around and stuff like that. And it's just wild to see that stuff. And that's all over the place back here. And one of the volunteer group that I work with out of Sedona, the guy who's in charge of it used to be in charge of search and rescue out here. And he was telling me, he's like, you have the most amazing rock art out there because it's all on private land. Like most of it, it's on private land or state land, and no one knows how to really get to it. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, I'll go to these panels and there's zero graffiti. Like no one has done anything on them. There might be like some gunshots from way back in the day when the ranchers would shoot at stuff. But for the most part, I mean, there's nothing on there. And it's like really, really old stuff. And there's a lot of it. So it's cool to like walk around and check this out. Apparently there's another panel around here that I need to go try to explore and find out. So I love doing that stuff. And it's just, that's one of the things I put on Patreon is like all my efforts involved with the Native American. Really cool. And there's a ton of it out here. I mean, it's like it's nuts how much you walk around and you see like stone tools just sitting all over the ground. You're like, were they just all over the place around here or what's up? So it's pretty cool. All right, let's see here. Tucson represent. Talking about the videos you were talking about. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Yep Me. I was sorry about that. I didn't realize what you were talking about. So all right, let's see. So we've chatted for about an hour here, and I need to run over and grab some goat's milk for Sierra. So I need to hop on the quad before it starts getting too cold and get that taken care of. So going forward, I think this week what I'm going to do is I'm going to tee up the Giardia video. I've got that almost done, talking about my experience, what happened with Giardia, and how I got down to 120 pounds. I lost 60 pounds in like 3 months, which is crazy. So I'll talk about that, and then I'm also going to do a video. I want to do a review about the Bighorn 310. I just got to figure out a good place around here to set it up. So do one of those, and also review the 4-dog stove to talk about that. So they've now switched over to just titanium only with 4-dog, but I mean, still the same craftsmanship. The guy's incredible. He's like a wizard when it comes to wood stoves. So put that out there, and then I'm gonna have Phil and Julie. Phil from Down to Mob and his girlfriend Julie are coming here this week to camp. So we'll probably do some live streams when they get here. I think they're coming like Tuesday and Wednesday, and then taking off Thursday. So that'll be cool to have them around. And then Phil's going to help me put the roof shingles or the roof panels, like the big metal roof paneling, on top of my ATV shed while he's here. So that'll be fun. So we'll get that all on tape and get that all on film and share it with y'all, and then we'll go from there. So, all right, let's see here. A couple more things, and we'll log off. So keep making vids, man. We'll keep watching. Okay, thanks, Vans versus Venture. I appreciate that. So Bill Hunt, Indiana in the house. Right on, brother. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Buffalo Bob, cool. Brian, good man. I love your vids, brother. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. JC, you look great. So I think that I'm feeling so much better. And it feels good to get up in the morning and be like, I don't feel like crap. I don't have to start the day with like trying to encourage myself to give myself a pep talk just to get going. So it's been pretty nice. So it's 2 a.m. Okay, cool. James, yeah, hit me up, man. And let's get together soon. And I'll have my truck done by like the 24th of March, and then I can go do stuff after that. So I'd love to go hit some trails with you, brothers. So great live stream. Take care. Thanks, Teresa. I appreciate that. Meadow Creek Farm. Kathleen Connors, thank you very much for the live stream or for the super chat on that. Thank you very much. So, all right, thanks, Kirk. All right, everybody, we're gonna log off. I'm gonna take Sierra over to go get her goat's milk. That way, she's got her treats for the evening. Isn't that right, girl? You want some goat's milk? All right, she knows the word, so it's like we got to go get it. Let's go get you some goat's milk, okay? Come here. You're just a good girl. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you on the next live stream. I'll have one up for this week. We'll maybe do one when Phil and Julie are here, so it'll be fun. So have a good Sunday afternoon, and I'll catch up with you later. All right, bye. All right, sweetie, let's get rolling.